2013 is when I learned about Bitcoin, read the white paper, sort of understood it at a very superficial level. Didn't really, but then sort of like set it aside, moved on with life, was working at Google. Fast forward to January 2017. That's really the moment when I started focusing on cryptocurrency full time. And in January 2017, I would not have called myself a Bitcoiner or someone exclusively interested and focused on Bitcoin. In fact, January 2017 is when I learned of Ethereum, and like any good Silicon Valley tech person, I was enamored by World Supercomputer and this explosive application environment and all the devs that are focused on it and the cool, that you could build full-blown applications on this blockchain. It was then when I really started studying the space full time. And the reason I didn't really get Bitcoin super well at that point is I didn't really have an appreciation for the history of money. And so 2017 is when I started studying the history of money more. Up until that point, money worked well for me. Like I had a good job at Google, made good money, and didn't really have problems with money. So I just had this like basic, you want more money, but money is good. You want money. But I didn't understand the history. So 2017, I much better understood the history of money, the problems with money around the world, especially if you get outside the United States, and developed a better appreciation for gold and its place in the history of money. Prior to that, I had the Warren Buffett view of like gold is a horrible investment. It's a non-productive asset. I didn't really get it. It just seemed like a shiny rock. So 2017, I gained an appreciation for that. But then, 100x that, I gained appreciation for what Bitcoin could become. And not only a great store of value, but also as a currency. And the last part, Bitcoin as a currency is why 8 years later, I'm still working on Bitcoin. If I only thought Bitcoin was store of value, end of story, then I'd consider it a phenomenal investment and invest. And then I'd go work on AI or work on some other interesting software or tech problem. But I think for store of value, Bitcoin, the product's sort of already done. There's product market fit. It's largely just a matter of creating awareness, improving like self-custody tools, things like that. For currency, there's a lot of software development that still needs to be done, a lot of R&D, a lot of design, user experience work. So there's a lot of stuff that, it matches sort of my skill set, people that I work with skill set. So I feel like we can really, have an impact, increase the chance. It's not a foregone conclusion Bitcoin will be a currency. So I feel like my work, my team's work, the people, all the open source colleagues I work with, we can make a difference and help turn Bitcoin into currency. So that's why I work on it. But why is Bitcoin being a currency important for the world? I think it's inevitable that the world shifts to digital money. Like throughout my lifetime, we've gone from no one using digital money to like, the vast majority of people around the world use, at least in the Western world, and throughout Asia. I mean, a lot of people in the world use digital money. And they use digital money for all kinds of reasons. It's like convenient, and there's it's frictionless until it's not. But a huge shift is with paper money or coins or the money that humans have used for centuries and millennia. You can transact with someone, just you and the other person. Like if you go to a farmer's market and you want to buy a good from someone, you hand them a $20 bill, you get the good. You're done with that transaction. With digital money, there's always a middleman, someone in the middle to that can block the payment, ban you. And with the rise of AI, I think that's going to get even more challenging. And so with the huge innovation of Bitcoin is that you can have digital money that behaves like cash. So I worry about a future in which we don't have that as a solution. It's a very dystopian future in which, millions or billions of people could be at the mercy of one person just pressing a button and being able to curtail how they spend their money, what it can be used for, or even, use their money at all. And we already see that with like social credit scores in China, where if like your cousin says the wrong thing about the wrong, or a certain person, you can be cut off from the subway system or buying food, or that's a very dystopian future. So developing a tool that can resist that, I think, is very, very important for human society.